Hey guys, Tyler here bringing you a 1v1 today. We are on Faymonville Approach, playing for spawning in the north. We have Luvnest as the US forces, and his loader is Heavy Cavalry Armor Company, and tactical support. Facing off against him is Hans, playing as Ostia, and straight away logging in Ostrupen. This is for the GCS semi-finals, game 4. I haven't really been covering GCS because obviously you can watch that on AE's channel. But this game in particular I watched, and there was one very important point that they didn't mention on the cast, which I thought really deserves some coverage. So I'll give this one a cast, give my take on how it all went down. So Luvnest really wants to avoid Hans controlling the central garrison with his machine gun early, because that is absolute nightmare. I mean, machine gun in here leads to a lot of map control, very safe cutoff in the center for Hans, which Luvnest would desperately like to be able to harass. So he threatened there with the rifle squad coming in from the north against Hans's machine gun. So any delay Luvnest can put on this machine gun getting control of the central garrison leads to better map control for him in the early game. Of course, you know, Hans had a lot of success with Ostrupen, and Ostrupen tends to give you a lot of early map control. So a trick like that for Luvnest does make a big difference. Now, Luvnest gets extremely unlucky there, dropping 2 models on the approach against those Ostrupen leads to pretty easy victory there for Hans. But he's still controlling that central garrison, delaying Hans's control of it, just helping out his map control. But he needed to win that one to get better fuel control, lead to a faster tech for himself. But this is the strength of Ostrupen, you know, very fast cooldown, no build time, does lead to a lot of early map control, and typically very fast light vehicles.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Both the 222 and the Flamer half-track very popular in conjunction with the Ostrupen. One of the reasons Flamer half-track popular is because, you know, you're not going for grenadiers, so you don't have to upgrade with the LMG, so there's not that much to spend your munitions on. So dishing out 90 munitions for the Flamer half-track is not a big deal with the Ostrupen commander. Also, the off-map comes quite late, you know, 12 CPs for railway artillery. So there's not that many commander abilities that you want to use from either. But you can see the amount of map control Hans has right now is very overwhelming for Luvnest. Losing that engagement there was actually a pretty big blow to him. But this is where Luvnest stands to make a bit of territory up. Hans having to build his tech structure, investing so much into tech. Luvnest just operating on the 3 squads of riflemen he's got. Enough manpower, he could have gone for another rifle squad. Typically that is the build. Go for 4 rifles into captain. But not Luvnest in this particular instance, and this is the critical aspect that they missed in the cast. Luvnest only gone for 3 riflemen, which, you know, facing off against Ostrupen is a real struggle to hold on to much map control at all. He's outnumbered, and Hans has been using his machine gun quite well, suppressing and forcing squads away. So there's that 222, extremely fast 222. Hans did have double fuel control for a while. And in comes some nice S-mines on the retreat path. This could easily lead to a wipe on this rifle squad.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
So captain on the field, and look, he's gone instantly into an M1 anti-tank gun. You see his amount of manpower he has. I mean, he couldn't have built this M1 instantly if he went for the extra squad of riflemen. So this is the reason why Luvnest only went for the three squads of riflemen, so he could have that M1 instantly, because he knew more action going on here. 222 chasing down the rifle squad. It's on one man. Luvnest actually retreated the squad of rear echelons so they could spot the mines, so he wouldn't instantly get wiped by the S-mines on retreat. It's really nicely done for him. And M1 squaring up, catching Hans completely unawares. And remember, the M1 has actually quite a fast reload speed, and a wide arc gets 2 shots off on the 222, and that is a crushing blow to Hans. They could have gone so well for him. Between the S-mines and the retreat path, not quite getting the wipe, and then that extremely fast M1H tank gun from Luvnest. Got him with his pants down, and that was all because he didn't go for the extra squad of riflemen, allowed him to get that M1 out just that little bit faster, and as we can see, that was critical in this match. Without that M1, probably would have lost that rifle squad. But also, really snap decision making there by Luvnest. Upgraded his sweeper as soon as he could, because it was out here in enemy territory, so he couldn't upgrade until he finished capping that. And then retreated it so they would spot mines, so the mines wouldn't automatically detonate on the rifle squad. I mean, they obviously could go off. The 222's autocannon hit the mine while the rifle squad was on it, but those, you know, it's these little details that lead to this early lead for Luvnest in this match. So Hans goes for a machine gun and a half track after suffering those losses. Luvnest going for the Stuart though. Good counter to the Flamer half track. But he's using it in reinforcement, remember. Still receives some buffs, so it's got the shared veterancy feature, allows it to gain veterancy from nearby squads in combat, which really helps it out. If you don't upgrade with the flame projector, it's now possible to actually vet it up without using that terrible machine gun. Well, the machine gun's not that terrible, it's just by getting that close you get a half track. The path of danger, it's not very durable.
The territory is out of contact. The enemy is taking our territory.
So Hans now investing into a anti-tank gun. But yeah, double machine gun is very effective on Faymonville Approach, rather small map. And by having 2 machine guns out on the field, it makes it very hard for the US Forces opponent to dodge them both. Constantly be running into them, having to retreat and slowly losing that map control battle. But we can see Luvnest attacking from many different angles, running those machine guns quite effectively so far. And now he's invested into bars. He's picking up a few of those bad boys. Looks like he's going single bar on all his squads. He's actually picking up a bar on his captain. Not upgrading the bazooka. Instead going for a bar, which makes up for the fact that he doesn't have the extra squad of riflemen. Using the captain as a combat squad. And I think that has a Thompson as well. One of the captain models has a Thompson. Trouble seeing it. Yeah, there it is. So that's like very similar to the lieutenant now in terms of anti-infantry capabilities. We all know how good the lieutenant is at beating squads, and especially squads of Ostrupen. This is where Ostrupen can start to struggle as soon as those weapon upgrades come online for the enemies. Ostrupen themselves are very powerful if they manage to pick up weapons, and that's one of your main hopes as the offset player, that, you know, your opponent goes for double equipped weapons and they drop them and you get a bit lucky. But yeah, the anti-tank guns trade blows, forcing away these players' light vehicles. And here comes the smoke from Luvnest. These tech grenades now. Smoke grenades, though, do end up taxing munitions. Tend to need to throw like 2 or 3 of them during each engagement. It does start to stack up, especially if you're trying to save for those bars. That machine gun does get outmaneuvered there. Huns really need to bring this machine gun in throughout this engagement. Leaving it out there just camping is no good. Should realize that all of Luvnest's squads are over here, so that's not really protecting anything right now. Even if he just brought it around here along to this wall, it would have stopped that squad coming down this way. So yeah, you can't really afford to leave your machine gun sitting idle when facing offensive play of Luvnest caliber. I mean, I might be able to get away with it in my scrub tier games, but not when you're facing off against Luvnest.
The enemy is taking our territory.
So Hans goes for the sniper, which is very important and very strong on this map. Similar reason to the machine gun is very powerful. Faymonville being quite a small map. Also works into the advantage of snipers, means they don't, you know, even if you're trying to flank around this side or around this side, US forces, sniper doesn't have far to run to be able to find a squad to snipe, so you can rack up pretty high kill count, and it's quite hard to flank the sniper on this map as well. Here comes a Stuart. He swept that telemine. Opens up this flank. And there really needs to be a squad Oshub in here threatening the Faust. Interesting to see Hans actually going for a sweeper. This is US forces. Is generally not mines unless they go for heavy cavalry, but Luvnest doesn't have the time to plant mines at the moment. Too much action. And rifleman mines do take an extremely long time to plant. So the sweeper, perhaps a bit of a waste. Could have a flamethrower, which probably would help him out quite a lot. And also needs a medic station. This is like another massive problem for Hans right now. All his squads coming out on low health, lowering their combat potential. And there we go. Luvnest a bit late to retreat his Stuart, and he ends up taking a Faust and dying. A bit sloppy there from Luvnest. He's busy trying to execute this flank here. Wasn't paying enough attention to his Stuart. And the squad of riflemen running into 2 machine guns, really not getting much done on this flank. Has managed to neutralise the fuel though, so Luvnest gaining a bit of a fuel edge here at the very least. But this sniper racking up a very quick kill count. 8 kills already. It's been on the field for maybe 2 minutes. Maybe even slightly less than that. More smokes, but as I was saying, this taxes Luvnest munitions. And he's actually going for a mortar. He actually went for the lieutenant as well. I didn't talk about this, but kind of makes sense because, you know, he's having to spend his munitions on smoke grenades all the time to try and, you know, smoke off the sniper, so it can't sniper squads, also smoke off the machine guns. So he's able to both save manpower, 200 manpower instead of 280 for the lieutenant, open up more tech options. Maybe he wants to get a machine gun down the road, and save the munitions off the bar all at one go. So going for the lieutenant, a brilliant play of it by Luvnest. And, you know, having gone for armor company, doesn't need to worry about that fuel cost because, you know, he's just going to call in the Wolverine and the bulldozer anyway. So the smoke coming in, and, you know, the US Forces mortar's not that good at killing squads. I think it does 60 damage per hit. So, you know, can't knock out a model in one shot. Actually, he's sort of a bit underwhelming in terms of firepower. But one of its main strengths is its smoke barrage. Very quick cooldown and doesn't have any munitions cost. Well, I'm pretty sure it doesn't have any munitions cost. It doesn't say any munitions cost on it here. So he's using it to smoke off these snipers. Han's going for a second sniper.
The enemy is taking our territory. I'm hit. We've added to the fatherland. Infantry contact.
And just basically constantly using it to barrage the center with smoke. That was a nice play by Luvnest. I think he saw that being neutralized and just ran over there straight away, forcing a retreat. Without the support of the snipers, Hans' squad can't really fight against Luvnest because of those weapon upgrades. Nice dodge of the grenade there. Could still lose it though. On retreat. No. The squad actually got suppressed. Smoke didn't quite work out for him. Was that an incendiary? Yeah, it was an incendiary shot. Didn't get the wipe though. And here comes the bulldozer. A little bit about the bulldozer in case you don't know. It has different stats to the regular Sherman. It's got a little bit more health and armor, but also quite a lot slower movement speed, especially noticeable in the acceleration department. So yeah, a bit tankier, but also less maneuverable. And here it comes. He wants to knock out one of these snipers. Misses that shot by a long way. Pack misses its first shot, but there's a second pack there for Hans, and Luvnest was completely unaware. Tries to pop smoke to hide, but a Faust connects from this squad, and down goes the bulldozer. See, the extra bit of health there doesn't really matter because he takes the Faust. Because I think it has 720 health, or maybe it's like 760. No, it couldn't be 760. I think it's 720 health, which means he'll die to 4 pack shots and the Faust, or 5 pack shots. But yeah, that second pack really catching Luvnest unawares, leading to his snipers being safe, and a decisive blow for HelpingHans, allowing them to get back into this game. Now he's got all the tools he needs. He's got the double snipers. He's taken out his enemy's first piece of armor. Just like that, he's back in the game after that. Yeah, rather poor start, losing his 2-2-2 early. So now Luvnest is on the back foot. You see Hans' supply at 74 to Luvnest's 58. But sometimes it's about quality over quantity. And all these barred up riflemen and captain and lieutenants, these are extremely strong squads. And they're constantly coming in from different angles from Luvnest. He's constantly using smoke, trying to overload Hans's. And there he goes, he gets extremely lucky, taking down a sniper with that squad of, I think they have double bars, yeah, 2 bars in that rifle squad. And just like that, Luvnest back in the game now. Without 2 snipers, he's going to have trouble defusing these incoming squads. And we've got 2 squads coming down the flank once again. You kind of have to smoke, because oftentimes if you come down here, you actually end up getting suppressed by this base machine gun. And you can see the bars coming in from every angle without the sniper because of all this smoke. And without the machine gun support as well. Hans' strategy just... oh, and he loses an Ostrooper squad right there as well. Having to retreat past 2 rifle squads. It kind of just doesn't cut the mustard. This is like a masterful play by Luvnest. Oh, and he gets an extremely lucky bulldozer shell there. Knocks out another Ostrooper squad. So in a very short space of time, Hans has lost 2 squads of Ostrooper and his sniper. He activates target waypoint, stuns it, but he's behind the other Sherman wreck. It's not going to go down. This pack was a bit slow to try chase as well. He did use the railway artillery to try and target the anti-tank gun and the mortar team, but Luvnest backed away from that quite easily. So now if we look at supply, Hans at 53, I mean he was at 74 I think, so he's lost about 20 supply in a very short space of time. Luvnest had a similar amount. Oh, it's decreased Sherman now, but he's taken the lead once again. But honestly, that was extremely lucky. Hans losing a sniper there, that was some really lucky bar shots connecting. Probably shouldn't have happened, but those things do happen. That's COH2. And I think part of the reasons for that is because Hans doesn't have the medics. So that sniper was running around, I mean, it wasn't on low health, but it certainly wasn't on full. It was on about 3/4, I think. And there's no excuse to not have a med bunker for this long. Probably cost him a tremendous amount of manpower. And he's been floating munitions as well, and he's been floating manpower at several stages of the game. Well, Luvnest making a push. This machine gun getting forced away. Hans trying to push the squad. He's got a sniper here. Sniper getting pushed by the rifleman. Pack's facing up on the Sherman. He gets the target weak point off of it, so it's probably going to die. But now we've got 3 more squads coming down from this angle. Pack's in big trouble. He needs to mobilize this machine gun team. Maybe try and set it up facing this direction. Try to stop these rifle squads. 1 pack goes down. 2 more squads there. But he sets it up. He looks like he used it on attack move rather than setting it up manually. Only manages to suppress this squad here. And that's going to allow Luvnest to... He pops off smoke and he's going to steal both these packs. That's a huge swing. Huge swing in supply. There's 320 manpower waltzing away from Hans right now. Took down the bulldozer, but at what cost? 2 packs down. He's managed to take to tier 4. He's going for the Brumbeer, but that is the worst time to lose 2 packs. Right when you're about to build your Brumbeer, which, you know, would do very well at this stage. If he had 2 packs of Brumbeer, Luvnest would be in big trouble. But that's not how it worked out. Look at that, Hans running around with the sniper at low health, no medics. He's doing the Imperial Dane strats where he doesn't get medics for some reason. But constantly bringing squads onto the field at low health. I mean, forget about the manpower cost for a second. I mean, he's bringing the squad out onto the field at lower combat capabilities. Squad, you know, won't be able to survive on the field as long as possible, which means you have to retreat it more often. On top of the manpower cost, which is why it's so important to get medics. You see, he has to retreat his sniper almost straight away for threat of it being wiped because it was on low health to start. We're getting a few nice hits in though early. But yeah, I mean this has been just a clinic in smoke usage here by Luvnest. Really shutting down Hans' double sniper, double machine gun play with all the smoke. And making some really nice harassing plays with all his barred up squads. Hans doing some nice plays here, using the shot blocker and sight blocker to try and get a few nice hits in with his Bomber. Takes 2 models down, does quite a lot of damage to the other ones as well. But he makes a mistake there, crushing that sight blocker. That could have served him well throughout this game against these anti-tank guns. Manages to clear out one of the packs though. However, he doesn't have a squad nearby. He's only got like 1 squad that's really available to cap it. He's floating 600 manpower. Massive mistake. Could have had like 2 more squads. Maybe could have rebuilt an Osttrooping squad and made another sniper. Big mistake to be floating manpower. And there he goes. Loses his sniper to the bulldozer. Wasn't on full health. Maybe if he had made medics, that sniper would have survived that hit. But no medics. Big mistake. And now Hans has just about got nothing. He finally spent some manpower going for an anti-tank gun. But it's too late. Should have hit this a long time ago. I should have had something a long time ago. Still floating manpower as well. It's not like he's saving manpower to go for a tank, because he's nowhere near the amount of fuel for another tank. And just more smoke coming in from Luvnest time and time again. Just constant smoke usage from him. And this was actually perhaps one of the best demonstrations of smoke usage on the US Forces water team I've ever seen. Really impressive stuff. That was a hammer blow. Pack sets up, but bulldozer scooting away. I was desperately trying to relieve some VP pressure up here in the north and cap his fuel. Goes for a second squad of pioneers, which is probably a good idea because his Bomber is taking quite a lot of damage. Needs to speed up the repairs on it. But still floating manpower. Pack rotates up to the north where the bulldozer is. Machine gun perhaps a bit greedy setting up here. I mean, he's in a light cover. That could easily get wiped by the bulldozer if it gets a lucky hit. Has to retreat. Pack misses its hit shots. More smoke coming in from Luvnest. Bomber doing some really good damage here. Not getting, I mean, 10 models. It's only been on the field for a bit, but also doing a lot of health damage. Now this could be problems. He's got his machine gun here in the smoke. Loses 2 models to the bulldozer. Okay, retreats now. Bomber firing over that obstacle there. Good use of these shot blockers. Is now at 600 manpower again. The last, you know, probably 6 or 7 minutes he's been floating a tremendous amount of manpower. This is really just not what you expect to see at this level of play. But it just shows you how flustered he's been. Luvnest has been just constantly flanking him from every angle. Very, must be overloading him. Overloading his brain. Very strong stuff from Luvnest. And there he goes, loses machine gun. He's too busy trying to save his tank and his half track. Now he's popping smoke. Looks like he wants to steal the machine gun. And Imagine if Hans had like 2 squads, maybe he would have been able to take his machine gun back, but no. Floating 600 manpower now. Surely, in this period of time, he should be thinking, well, look at my army. I've got nothing to do right now because I've only got like 2 squads. What? Okay, cancelled his pack, going for a squad of Panzer Grenadiers. I don't like this decision. Because although he's got munitions for Panzer Grenadiers, I don't think they're very good against the bulldozer. It's got good AoE, and if gets a lucky shot, could easily one hit the Panzer Grenadiers. And at least with a pack, if it gets one hit, you know, perhaps you could recrew it. But there's no recrewing a squad of dead Panzer Grenadiers. Maybe if they drop a Shrek. But I mean, that could go both ways. Your opponent could pick up that Shrek as well. And bringing on Panzer Grenadiers at this stage of the game is a real struggle. Generally a bit better to go for them earlier, because they become a lot better at Vet 2. So Hans here setting up his pack in preparation, trying to bait in the M10. Doesn't quite get the kill though. Shrek's pop. Luvnest has reinforced and healed all those anti-tank guns, so they're no real threat. And here comes the bulldozer, gets one model down. Just misses that shot. You know, with one model down, the anti-infantry capabilities are basically nothing. Takes a mortar shell, he's on extremely low. Retreats now, but he's got a Vet 3 squad of riflemen in his retreat path, and there it goes. And with that, Hans really has nothing left. He's still floating, you know, it's close to 700 manpower at this stage. So we may as well discuss the match, because this one's pretty much over. What was so impressive to me with this game was, you know, Hans went for Ostrupen, which typically leads to a very strong start. But somehow Luvnest managed to hold on to like a decent amount of map control, enough to tick up to the captain in a pretty reasonable amount of time, with only 3 squads instead of 4 squads. And then he used that extra manpower that he saved by going for that, you know, 1 less squad of riflemen to go for the extra fast anti-tank gun to counter the fast light vehicle play from the Ostrupen, which, you know, resulted in a very strong start for Luvnest, taking out that 2-2 early. The very impressive use of the mortar team smoke, just constantly popping this all game, neutralizing Hans's both snipers and machine guns. As for Hans, where he went wrong, no medics the entire game. Massive mistake. Probably led to the death of his snipers. Certainly led to a lot of manpower bleed. He had a chance to get back in this game when he destroyed that first bulldozer. You know, he had 2 snipers, 2 packs. Things were looking pretty good for him. But yeah, I mean, losing that sniper there when it wasn't on full health, and then it was a pretty critical mistake. And then he lost 2 Ostrupen shortly thereafter. Was not that pretty for Hans. And then after that, I mean, you know, he was probably in a really bad spot, but then he floated so much manpower for ages, constantly had over 300 manpower from about 20 minutes into the game. So, yeah, that was another mistake from Hans. But yeah, very impressive stuff from Luvnest. Great flanks, constantly like coming in, popping smokes, coming in from all angles. Must be extremely hard to micro all that. Just overwhelming Hans in the end. Well, I'll wrap on that, guys. If you'd like your game to be cast by me, details in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all for the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.